So, the most important thing in this game of everyone is here, everyone wants to create a badass brand, right? And maybe curious about a book, doing the heavy lifting for you, and really learn how to sell these high value transformational offerings, which is your gift communicated in the right way. Like, let me know in the chat if that's you, if what I just said is exactly why you're here. I just want to make sure I'm in the right room. Like, let me know, yes, like, are you here to build something that is bigger than you? Right? Like, is this you? Like, and the more you can be engaged with us today, the more you'll get out of it, the more your fire will get lit. And what happens when your fire is lit? You keep being the ripple effect, and then magical things happen that are beyond this time-space reality, right? Like, that are unexplainable when your fire is lit, right? Is everybody here for the idea of creating a movement, right? Something that is so big, and maybe sometimes it's something that feels like it's too much right now. Are you guys with me? Like, if it's too much, like maybe your whole life, like I was, like, have been told that you're too much. Like, anybody can resonate with, like, you're too much. And, like, sometimes we push those things away, or growing up, like, we have differentiated between who we authentically are and our business. Have you guys experienced like differentiating between like who you are showing up online, who you are in your business, and who you are in personal life? Like, have you guys experienced two different worlds? And like, how many of you would like to become like, make it one world, right? So, one world. So, you're always authentically showing up in every way as who you are. Like, are you guys resonating? Are you feeling this? That like if you could just like show up who you authentically are in your weirdness all the time, that you would feel most alive. Are you guys resonating? Are you feeling this? Like the more we get engaged, the better this is going to be. So, I want to take us on a quick journey so you can feel what it's like to just really be tuned in first and foremost. Yeah. And then we will talk about the strategy, because the strategy does not work unless we can go inside of our soul and see exactly what wants to come through, see exactly what is being unseen externally, right? Because everything starts inside. And when we have this inner conviction of the things that want to see in our reality outside, then the whole world reorganizes around us, because we become the lighthouse, the beam, the God frequency, like whatever you call it, right? When we can see ourselves inside ourselves, our reality will be created outside. Are you guys excited to go on a little journey before we get into strategy to really create that conviction, right? To play full out and like really tune into what this message that wants to come through you right now inside yourself, and how we're going to crush all the limitations, right? Like, is it cool if we crush all limiting beliefs today, right? So, close your eyes with me for a second. And if you're watching the replay, let us know where you're watching from. First of all, I want to say thank you for showing up for you, right? You were a magnet to this information for transformation, and this is high level stuff. And if you put your camera on, if you play in the chat, you're actually going to get the most benefit out of it. So you get a chance to decide today if you want to be part of the 1% who's freaking crazy enough to succeed. Because 99% of entrepreneurs are not built for this. They can't actually deliver the message that they have inside of them, their God frequency, their vulnerability, their truth to the world, because of the way that society has taught us to obey fear instead of be always in unconditional love, right? So if you're part of the 1% crazy, I'm here for you, because I'm going to take you to the moon inside your heart first. But that requires playing full out. That requires making a decision that I'm going to be 1% crazy, and I'm going to play. And I'm gonna let the discomfort in my body like just be like, oh my God, like is this girl triggering me? Oh my God, or is she opening up a portal inside of me right now that, oh my God, I need to turn on my camera. Like I really need to play out. Like if I really want to receive the full benefit of the transmission that she's providing to me that can make every area explode, meaning miracles in every area of my life, right? So you get to decide if you want the 1% crazy, because you have to be crazy enough to feel the pain of the world on your shoulder and be the one to say, hey, I'm going to help you all transmute it. Even though I'm still going through difficult moments, I'm going to show up for my people who are one, two steps behind me, right? I'm going to have the courage to show up constantly, vulnerably, because I know it's not just about me. It's for my people who I have come here to serve, for who I have received a life, for who I have gone through all of the struggles and transformed them. It's for my people who are looking for me as a lighthouse, who are looking for me to say it's okay to be crazy, who are looking for me who say your story is your path to freedom, who are looking for me to say, hey, I've been down bad and I kept felt like I was getting kicked in the nuts, right? Like when I was already down, but I found a way to rise. And I'm still getting kicked sometimes, but I'm rising. So I want you to rise with me, right? So you get to decide today, like how deep and how fast you want to go, and how much you can feel that there are people that need your message, that need your story, that need you to say yes to being freaking crazy and leveling up and stop defending your limitations, right? Whether it comes to money, investing, or having the hard time to even share your story on social media. Like if you can just allow yourself to feel that even if you have 10 people say thumbs down, like, fuck this, that's not what love is, that's not how you say ayahuasca, this is not integration the right way, blah, 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 that you will reach thousands. Because even the Dalai Lama, when he talks about love, had 5,000 people who did a thumbs down. Come on, guys. But how many millions did he impact with his message? So today I want you to tune in like every cell in your body. Have your eyes closed, put one hand on the heart, right? Put one hand up and say, hello, I have a message. My heart is beating for a reason, and I'm going to deliver it no matter what it costs. Because I want to leave this world better than the way I found it. I want this world to be better because I came. And I'm going to do the hard things to get tuned in, turned on all the time and be around the right environment by osmosis to keep going and crushing through all limitations so that way I can show others how to rise up, stand up, show up, how to shift my mind every time something quote unquote negative happens, how to fail so many times just to rise again, because the journey is the sweet nectar. The transformation is what we deliver to our people as we hold them through their own transformation. Are you guys catching this? We don't have to have it all figured out. All we gotta do is be one, two steps behind our previous person and be totally authentic. So tune into what feels alive in you today. What is your idea? What is your category of one? What is that crazy few words that maybe somebody called you crazy throughout your life? So that becomes your movement, because that becomes your source power, because you feel like that's the reason why you shut down. Maybe somebody like myself, I've been called too much. So I'm like, oh, that's my movement. Too much. Be too much. That's your strategy. Because when you let go of all the structures and you lead from your heart and you're always too much and you know you're doing things for the right reason, your right people will come to you and be like, oh my God, thank you for being too much. What are those words for you? What happened to you when you were a child? Those few words that is the source of the resonance that will be for your people. In human design jinkies, our core wounding, and I'll talk about it through our process today, like, is what we meant to bring to the world. And mine is shame. Like, how am I constantly slaving shame? I'll explain what that is and the difference between grief and shame later on in the story today, after I show you the people who have come who created movements out of the grief that they were going through, bigger than themselves, and actually climbed of their own out of their own grave to be in a position of leadership and stages, right? Instead of letting grave grief eat them alive. What are those few words today that you're gonna stand behind? That is gonna be your big idea. That if, knock on wood, time is not guaranteed. All we have is right now. Right now, right now, right now. That if we were gone in a few days, God forbid, that you shouted those few words from the mountaintop. You can do this. Or let go of that opinion of that person. Like, what are those few words? Limitless. That would just help you stand up and rise and get behind, right? Maybe you want to be the $1 million mompreneur and you're like, oh, yeah, I want to help moms, right? Maybe you want to be the one that went from grief to grief as a source of your leadership power, right? Maybe you want to be um, a badass speaker, international speaker, right? Maybe you want to help women who are going through tough times, right? Overcome all their limitations. Like, what are those words? Maybe you want to help men, women, maybe you want to have children. What are those words that will gravitate you toward continuing on this crazy entrepreneurship? I'm taking on problems with the world and I'm holding them and I'm delivering my message that's from God, from source, from one consciousness. And no matter what it takes, I will keep doing it. So if you have those words, if you have that, like, explore that, because those are the words. You're too much. $1 million mompreneur, international speaker, the corporate to conscious. Maybe you're going into from corporate to conscious and you're like, oh, I'm switching, or maybe you're in the transition. So it's like you're gonna be playing with both those identities, like the corporate one, the conscious one, the fully awake one, and how to bridge that gap for you and for others, right? You get to decide on this movement, but it comes from inside yourselves first. It comes from the unseen, right? Because everything has to happen inside of ourselves first before we can see it externally. We're too stimulated with our minds. You guys resonate? Like, we've been taught in school, like, think with your brain, but now in like this masculine world, like, we gotta bring in the unseen, the feminine, the flow, the juiciness, the intuition, the trust, the being turned on all the time by what we're doing. Because if we're turned on all the time by what we're doing, we're gonna turn other people on and their light bulbs are gonna go on and be like, ah, I want to be around this person because I feel so freaking high. And I know the longer I can stay in this high, crazy, delusional frequency and have like psychopathic, crazy faith, the sooner I will show up fully, the sooner I'll crush all my financial income limitations, right? Because this is a journey. The most difficult journey is the journey that we have inside of our head between our 2 ears. It's not what's happening outside. It's not the results that we're seeing. It's not the bank account. All of this is past tense. The biggest and most important journey we're going on right now is this inner journey, is creating conviction, is creating capacity, is being fully seen, is choosing a big movement, a message we're standing behind because we know it's now or never. So you ready to decide today to go all in, to recognize your calling, your message? Because the things that we have struggled with, the things that we were too much in, that's our strategy, right? We get to declare and decide today to create new standards around our spirituality, around our business, around our pleasure, and put them all together in union. This is called unconditional love. And love is not a feeling. Love is a way of being. Love is being one with God. If you believe in God, source consciousness, two-thirds of the word God is go. So through action, through doing your purpose work, is how you receive the miracles from God, not through thinking about it and using our logic. It's coming into the heart, being heart-centered, being heart-led. That's what creates the miracles and creating no separation anymore between the inner state, the outer state. Are you guys tracking with me? And now you can open your eyes and acknowledge this presence. Okay? If you had any words that come through, please drop them in the chat, right? Did you feel this in your body? Like, did you feel like, whoa, like I have been playing small? Can you feel your way into what it's like to struggle like you used to? What if you were the bridge to people that are struggling like you used to? And what if you could help them fast? Is it okay if I share with you guys my story? Right? Like, how did I arrive and figured out this path to help you actually like tune into your big message, create a movement out of it, create orgasmic high ticket offers out of it, put them all into a book, which creates the structure, which makes people buy stuff because when they see your structure, then they're like, whoa, this person's got it together and they own their message and they own their movement and they're like, wow, they're not going anywhere, right? Because when people feel stability, they want to invest in you. When they feel your capacity and the fact that you see them where they're at, they know that that's the place that they can settle into and feel like home. Are you guys feeling this? And when people feel hope and home, they drop their defenses. You guys feeling this? Like when people feel around you because you own your message, your movement, and you're letting people feel seen and be met where they're at, and because you owned your movement and your message, when people come to you, it's like they know you and they love you and they are grateful to you when you provide opportunities for them to stay in your energy. So do you guys want to hear my message? I mean, my story. How did I even come here? Like, how many of you are like, "Oh my God, this girl is so inspiring. Like I can feel like none of the things she's saying is scripted. I can feel the heart. Like, how the heck did you do this, Dasha?" Like, are you guys wondering like, how did she do this? Permission to share my story. You guys, 2014, like, changed my life. My mom was diagnosed with cancer. I was in corporate America. Like, how many people here, like, a corporate America? Like, what's up? Like, we were conditioned this way, right? I come from a very traditional family. So when she was diagnosed, I was living in a high-rise apartment in San Francisco. And I had everything I thought, but I was really unfulfilled. And I don't know if you guys have had this experience where somebody close to you is going through something so crazy and they're like hanging by a thread and it makes you question everything, right? So throughout the process, it only, doctors told her that she only had 7 months left to live. And through the process of her being bedridden, I couldn't believe, but I blurred these words. Mom, why did you ruin my life? Oh my God. I couldn't believe I said it. But what came next, I don't think my mom even knew. She said, because my brothers abused me when I was little. The patterns go on and on and on until somebody stops them, right? So that led me to walk away from corporate and become conscious. Somebody say hallelujah. Like, thank goodness. Some people stay in corporate their whole life because nothing big happens to them that makes them reevaluate the fact that their heart is still beating and why is it beating, right? So I left corporate, and shortly after my mom left, when my dad and I were looking at places to bury my mom, My dad goes, your mom wanted to be a nun. What? He's like, yeah, that's what she wanted, but because she had a family and the fear and she didn't know if you guys would be taken care of, she didn't pursue it. So, and she never talked to anyone about it. So she lived in her head, and God was providing her ways to go find her peace because she was projecting so much on me, right? I later understood that all the fear, God was communicating to her to find her peace, but because of the check boxes of the way that she grew up, she crossed it all out. What would have happened if my mom spoke up about it and she was surrounded by a community like this that told her it wasn't crazy, that told her that she could find a way to be a nun and have her family? What would happen if she actually spoke up her truth, released it from the body, was surrounded by people, and one of those people, maybe somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, could help her actually fulfill her dharma, what was coming through her? So, as I was transforming so fast, ayahuasca, anybody like, I'm gonna be like, is it okay, like, if I'm just like completely blunt with everybody today? Like, permission, is that cool? Because I want you guys to be the same way. Because this is the energy, this is real, right? Maybe you're not gonna agree with everything, but just let it happen anyway. Like, right? Thank you. Thank you, Arash. So, ayahuasca, 5-MeO DMT, anybody, like, I did 2.5 years living in an RV by myself to find my peace, to find my stillness. I kept saying yes to Joe Dispenza meditations, meditating by rivers by myself, found my path to learning how to calm my mind after being such an angry person my whole life, who I thought was me, but really was my mom. Are you guys catching this? Have you guys done a lot of transformational things? I'm sure you've done like divine things that you're like, whoa, like I want everybody that I work with to know all the things I've done and all the things that I discovered. Because I know that when I share it and I help them with that, they'll, what took me 10, 20, 30 years will be able to do in just a few days. Right? And that's what we're going to talk about today, how to do that. Like how to become this orgasmic authority for your people, right? So, how many people here have done some kind of psychedelic healing? Say yes in the chat. Like, how many people here have done meditation to help become still? Say yes in the chat. How many people here have come from maybe an angry background where things trigger you? Say yes in the chat. How many people have here have done things in the past, and this is extreme, this is the way I used to be, where it's like I would get so freaking angry that like I didn't know what was coming out of my mouth and I would like see red. Like that level of anger that I had because of the way that I grew up was insane. And that's the reason why all my past relationships didn't work, right? Like I was the common denominator. All my past relationships that didn't work. It wasn't them. So when I took the responsibility healing myself and discovering that what was inside of me wasn't really me, it was my mom, then I started asking better questions. Do you guys see like when you create and declare the authority and the message that you're taking over, that you're going to start asking yourself better questions, right? Instead of like, why am I this angry? It's like, how do I want to be? Sometimes we try to get like so deep into the core of like why things are happening to us that we get caught up in like the transformation path instead of realizing that we can actually be of service exactly where we're at, and that being of service just by like embodying that new authority, that message, taking up space, even putting it into a book, which makes the accountability even better. It makes us transform even faster when we're being of service to other people. Are you guys catching this? So then people were like, are you writing a book? Are you writing a book? And 30 people told me, are you writing a book? And I was like, oh my God, God is like banging on my head. Dasha, you got it right. Like, have you guys ever experienced where it's like people keep telling you to do something, but it takes like so many freaking people, courses, meditations, like for you to just be like, okay. Like, like has anybody here ever experienced things coming back around and around and around and around until you're like forced to freaking listen? Say yes in the chat. And now that you're here, it's gonna, all the things that I'm implanting into your cells are gonna keep coming around. Like, right? Live your message, live your truth, playful out. So I surrendered, started to write, and I don't know who wrote this book. I don't know if it was me. I don't know if it was my mom, Archangel Michael, God. And I was still drinking back there, and then I would wake up in the mornings and I'd be like, oh, that's brilliant. Have you guys ever written or done things that you're just like, oh, because you create the space and you get out of logic and you just surrender and like miracles come through? Because how many of you are like, it's amazing when somebody has the ahas in their body, but I want to have the aha in my body, right? Because all I can say like, oh my God, how many ahas I had, but wouldn't that be amazing if you had your own ahas that came through you? What do you think? Yeah, yeah. Because when you have your own ahas, right, then you're just like, whoa. And then you realize, wait, like I gotta be the person that creates the space and tells stories the right way so that the people I'm talking to or the way that I share my stories makes the people have the aha. So surrender to God's call, 7 years, 15-hour days. I thought this book was going to take, you guys. Oh, it's almost done. It's almost done. 6 months. Do you guys think I'm crazy? Or is that like surrendering to God and being in flow? Because what this book did for me, so I thought it was about writing a book, right? I thought that, um, I gotta deliver the message to my family, my parents. Like, they gotta know my story. They gotta know how I discovered God, what that means for me, how I'm feeling. Like, I was like laughing with trees, and I was just like, what is going on, right? Like, can you guys resonate when you surrender? I got caught up in creativity, and I thought it was about other people, which was my old self, which I was writing for. And that's how I help my clients now also like do it, but really fast, like in 3 hours or less, because we start with the end in mind. Like, who here wants to go faster than I went for 7 years? 15-hour days, first book, to not only heal, but also create the right asset that will help you sell your brilliance and have it be communicated with such clarity. So that way, when you're on the stages with your right people in the audience and everybody gets a book, people experience transformation with your book. And then you give them a clear call to action on how to work with you next and invest. Who here wants to create that type of asset and not take years figuring it out? Because let me tell you, I was in the creativity flow, which is so cool and amazing, but I couldn't see the big picture. I couldn't see the cash. I couldn't see how to communicate. I couldn't see that I could already help people. So then what happened? Bank account, wah, 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 wah. But I trust God, it's gonna come when I finish. How many of you have ever believed in the story, build it and they will come? Like, have any of you like have had this in your mind, like build it and they will come? Well, let me tell you, that's a lie. Right, Anthony? Build it and they will come is a lie. Build it the correct way with the vision already being inside of you, embodied. See it, feel it, smell it, touch it. You were already there inside yourself, meaning unseen. And then you create from that place, is how they come. So fast forward 5 more years. And by the way, this was like that healed me, I went from the angry girl and to becoming a peaceful warrior, right? In a relationship now, 5 years, this many fights, right? Because we understand how to communicate. We are both on purpose. We are both whole people. So, whoever you choose to work with throughout your life, remember that you're getting the codes of everything that they are, not just the thing that they're putting in that they are in business, but also the things that they are outside of business. How do they speak with their parents? How do they show up in their family if they have kids? Do they yell or have disagreements? How are they with their partners? So, this is the moment where you like see, wow, like if I ever work with anyone, like wouldn't you guys agree? Like it's good to see their entirety of their life and who they are because you're gonna be receiving through the unseen world all of the codes. And excuse my language, but it's true. You know, all the codes that you've received through the people that you had sex with, let's be real, because I'm unfiltered, they're inside of you until you keep clearing and pulling out all of the karma that was created as a result. Are you guys tracking with me here? To create space to become whole again so you don't repeat the same patterns in your next relationships, right? Are you guys feeling this? Anyways, fast forward. 9 more books. Anthony said 8, but I really have 10. I learned the shortcut, and it took a really long time and a lot of time in front of the computer to create the right books that make people want to move. And what do I mean by move? Is make people actually take action into their next level self. Like, how many of you want to create the right things because you'll be able to see after today, feel it, smell it, and have a few wins going through this process, the whole picture? Because when you can see the whole picture and you start with the end in mind, you can't unsee this. And then you're like, whoa, like if I go by myself without a guide that already has the whole picture, then I might get sucked into my book is not good enough, my story needs to be more polished, blah, blah, blah. Like I was for years and years and years, right? Because I didn't have the right coaches through the process. I didn't have coaches that ever published and then made a business out of their message. I had some coaches, but they were the wrong coaches, which helped me keep going, but it kept helped me keep going on a creativity path for a long time where I couldn't see the whole picture. Do you guys want to see the whole picture today? So that you know when you're creating the right asset for the right person for whom you are solving a problem and you are their guide because the book leads them on already experiences success with you because you're creating it the right way. And then once they're already experienced success because you talk to their soul the right way, then they're like, oh my God, they want to throw their money at you. Right? Because haven't you guys ever heard of the law of reciprocity? Anybody? Anybody? When people already experience value from you, that's when they want to invest in you. And you can make simple ways for them to experience shifts, experience transformation. So they're like, oh my God, my reality is cracked open. But it's going to require you adopting a new belief today, which is you got to become the authority. And becoming the authority really means that you're able to influence people to take action. Who here wants to become the authority for your dream, orgasmic, delicious, sexy, fun clients, investors around the world who are just like, oh my God, I can't believe I found you. You cracked me right open. What do you need? Oh, you need a cup of milk to create this event. Great. Here it is. Because of you, because you showed up, because you spoke fully, you touched my heart, you cracked me open. Here's the money. You did the work for me. How many of you want to feel like you never, ever, 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 ever work? Because everything feels like play. And everything can only feel like play when you do it the right way. Right? Do you have anything to add here, Anthony? Like, how do you feel? Is this going good? Like, if you guys have anything to shine in the chat box. Like, Anthony's my right hand man. All the things that I miss, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, let me drop it like hot.
No, you're on the right track. I love everything you're saying. It's good.
Thank you. So I picked up a book, coincidentally, not coincidentally, right, by Aileen Wilder, that was at a conference called Go High Level. Awesome. Thank you, Clark. Have you guys ever heard of the Go High Level? I mean, not Go High Level, sorry. The what's this? Russell Brunson. You guys ever heard of his stuff? So I picked up a book from a woman who was on a stage. No wonder a book, right? My obsession with books. And in the book, it shared stories, success story after success story about people selling high ticket offers. Up to this point, like I maybe received a few $100s for my wisdom, right? And then it was like, oh, you can make 10K, you can make 25K just by creating this. And this guy sold 16 $30,000 offers for helping people with books just because he took them to a castle and they got to write their book. So for 4 or 5 days with them, he got $30,000 a person because why? Because he decided. So the first step in this whole process, write this down, is you have to decide, right? You have to decide to be the authority. You have to decide to go all in. Are you guys feeling this? Like without deciding, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. You have to decide that you can do hard things. Like for a second, like tense your whole body, like feel something that's coming through you that might be uncomfortable. Maybe getting on a sales call or whatever. Like maybe I'm even making you uncomfortable right now. Like trigger yourself for a second. Ah! And then release and take yourself to a pleasurable moment. Are you guys doing this with me? Because I'm doing it. If you do this, it's gonna work. So it's like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to go on a sales conversation because I'm viewing sales as icky and I don't want to be too pushy. And today I'm going to show you how not to be because it's going to be so pleasurable because I'm going to show you how to do it. It's like an orgasm. So it's like, oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, I don't have the money. Oh, like I'm not resourceful. Oh, like, oh, I'm so small. Like, oh, okay. And releasing pleasure. Oh, I'm talking to a person that's like, oh my God, I want that offer. Oh my God, you're gonna do that for me? Oh my God, that you're gonna do that too? Oh my God, why are you making this sound so good? Like you're inside of my head. Oh, how many of you want to feel that? Like people, somebody's literally like throwing their credit card at you because they're like, "Oh my God, you're gonna take me on a retreat to help finish this?" For me, it's a book, but maybe for you, it's something else. Oh, you're gonna give me accountability so I never go back to the old ways. Oh, you're gonna give me a whole system so we start with the vision, the big vision, and then we work backwards because we're starting with the perfect, like, dream client. Whether it's an investment, a high ticket sale, whatever it is, you always start with the end and you feel your way into it because then you're creating for the perfect person, and that's what makes it all feel delicious. Are you guys catching this? Like, if you start from the beginning, from just a desire to share your story, right? Then it's like therapy. I mean, blunt, that's therapy. But if you start with the end and you have a strategy, so you're sharing your story the right way with the system, talking to the perfect person, so that when that person is coming to you, they're already pre-sold because they're like, whoa, I resonate with your story. I love your system. I love the kind of wins you already had. I can see myself in the wins. I want those wins. You're the person for me. So look at how many points before you get on a phone call or in a class with somebody like this who you've already seen their book. You've already seen their success story. You've already seen some of their videos. You've already been inside of some of their chats like trust, 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 trust. Oh my God, this is my person. Are you guys catching this? Because sometimes it might not be the first time that you do this that you're going to get the client, but all of this going to get compounded. But can I just be honest with everybody? Like, there's a way to do the wrong reps. So for the next 5 years after my first book, I'm working through these books, I was going live. I was hustling, I was struggling, and I was like, why aren't people buying my stuff? Like I'm showing up fully, my heart is on the sleeve. Where the F are my buyers? thousands of videos. So by now I have 10 books, thousands of videos, things that are not working. Or once in a while I get a sale, right? I crack the code, I learn how to do the right script, but it wasn't really working. It wasn't an overflow. Like people were still getting on phone calls with me, even after classes like that. They were my right people. And that's when I realized, are you guys ready for this? In my marketing, I was separating who I am and business. So I was getting vanilla people because I was being vanilla. I was trying to be like everybody else instead of being my wild self to attract my wild tribe. Why would I want to work with people if I have to walk on eggshells? If every single second is so precious and time is the most valuable thing in the world, why am I separating who I am in real life, the too much, the crazy, the wild, and who I think I need to be in business? Are you guys catching this? And then I was like, oh my God, the hours of people that I talked to who didn't buy, who I was like, come on, I have the solution. Don't you freaking see it? I wasn't showing up fully. And that's the bridge. And that's been the shift because I wasn't inside of myself, being fully seen for all parts of myself. I wasn't creating, I wasn't convinced that I could just be me all the time and that my right people would come to me. So, how many of you are ready to just be you all day, every day, have the right system so you can be you, create the right container so people come in and pay you for being you and are crying out, throwing their credit cards at you because they're like, I found you and you had a system to lure me in because you are the solution. You're my lighthouse, baby. How many of you are ready for that? Because it takes a decision. And remember, only 1% of people succeed, you guys. How many people have told you that you are freaking crazy in this life? And sometimes you don't even realize, like I didn't realize that it shut me down. So I started playing smaller and I started comparing. Like, how many of you look outside and you're comparing yourself outside to the people and the things that they've done, and you're trying to use the words that they're using and things are not working? That's why things are not working. Because there's never been you. The way you say it, your energy, your light, your being fired up, you always feeling orgasmic about everything you're doing, you being fully you. Like my current business coach is at 30 million. I watched her do the last 10 million in the last few months in her container. Like she's wearing nipple pasties on a stage with 1,000 women in the audience, and now she's got a bunch of men too. Now the old me would have been like, that ain't a business coach, right? Now the new me, holy shit, those are my people. So she's giving permission to women and now a bunch of men too to just fucking be, to slay their shame, to be a rock star, right? To create movements that are so big, that create a tribe, that create a culture. Because what is a culture? A culture is a cult. Are you guys tracking? Like, I don't want to work with people where it's like, hey, I have an offer, you bought it, okay, you're in, you're out. Like, that for me, excuse my language, sexy, not sorry. Don't excuse me because I want this to hit home. If you sell offers like here and there coming in and out, it's like being a cum dumpster. Like, like I don't want to be the woman like I used to be. I love devotion. I want to do life with people that choose me as a guide to go on this authority journey, to lock arms. I want to be with them for the rest of their lives. I'm not in this game for the short term. And that was the break that I had to learn. My coach has got women and men who are registered until 2030 to be in her inner circle. Why? Because they're growing together. They're not going anywhere. They're rock stars through speaking, through music, and they put it all into one and they're like, this is all of me. They create this environment. right? This container for other people to have permission to be all out. How many of you want to be surrounded by people who are just like incredible, insane, who do crazy things, who light you up, who can hold space for you to evolve, even if you're the one coaching them, because you're in the right room? Because what happens is by osmosis, right? Like when we are in the right rooms, we become like the people in the room. You know how they say, like, you are the product of the five people you spend the most time with. Who here have heard that before? So spend time with the right people. And if you're not in rooms that help you grow and evolve, like this room is today, thank you for showing up. For all your ancestors, what's up? You're being handed the mic. What you gonna say? Right? Because every day we get an opportunity to be handed the mic. So are you ready to take it? Anthony would tell you that I'm ready to take the mic anytime, any minute, no matter how big the freaking audience is, right? Like, because I'm ready. I will scream my movement from the top of the mountains, right? I will help people see that there's a way to create a business in such an orgasmic way that it feels like making play. Put your system into a book, sell offers 10K, 25K, $100,000 because you learn how to communicate it the right way and you put it on the shelf because you guys, our bodies are temples. Our offers and experiences are access to this temple. How many of you just like freaking felt that? Like, this is a temple. So I want us to throw out this idea that, like, I need to have a lot of followers. Goodbye. Because you can have one person who's watching you, has been watching you for a while, for whom, like, you created this amazing offer and you spoke in one video, in one class, and you showed up fully. No matter how many people are there, for whom you're like, oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God. Are you guys tracking this? Like, if the offers are not on the shelf, nobody can buy them, right? But if you learn how to communicate it, which we'll talk about today, then you're going to be like, oh, okay, I see where you at. Because learning how to communicate your offers is like, it's an art, right? It's learning how to listen. Like, what do you guys want? Like, what do you guys want here? Like, do you believe that transformation takes a long time? Or can I quantum leap you to believing that in 3 days, you could have your entire high ticket offering, and I'll break down exactly how to do this in a couple of minutes, like completely laid out within 2 hours. And that's like when you learn how to stack on the value of your lived experience, your trial and error, why you've been obsessed about certain things, how many times you freaking failed so people can resonate with the struggle, right? Because they're like, oh my God, she failed so many times and now she's bringing me the nectar so I don't have to struggle so much. Like, how many of you like are like, whoa, like if I learn how to communicate and then put that into perspective for how much I spend, how much I struggle, and then create an offer from that and present it to the world, it would be a fraction of the cost. But at least I know that I communicated my value the right way. And they know the cost of not going on the journey with me. And they just decided, not when the body felt ready, but decided to go all in on their dream. Because the people we work with, our coaches, you guys, they don't make us transform. They create the space. Like, are you tracking? They create the space where transformation and identity shift and being this new person becomes inevitable. But you can't put, responsibility on your coaches to do that for you. You have to do it for you. Your coach is creating the environment where you are being seen to step into it, right? So I can quickly show you how to communicate this high ticket offer, but without you actually communicating and doing the uncomfortable thing and saying yes, I can't make you do it. And people who pay, you guys have probably heard this, people who pay attention, right? And why is that? Because we are bombarded with so many different things. Like, imagine how much information is everywhere. So when people actually figure out a way to put their hard-earned money, like into something that they believe in, they disconnect themselves from listening to the 1.5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 billion other pieces of information and shiny object syndrome. Are you guys catching this? Because what happens to a person that keeps doing things all the time, different things, and they're not staying true and actually growing and actually broadcasting their message fully and actually owning their decision to go all in on themselves, right? They just play footsie. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to play footsie. I'm in a divine union and an incredible relationship where there's devotion and wildness and freedom, and that's what I want for all of my people. Don't you guys want to help people in such a great, huge way that their entire life is shifted as a result of you coming into their life and presenting them with an opportunity to completely change everything they believe into a new reality so they don't even recognize themselves. This is how quantum happens. What? Have you guys ever read the book that you squared? It's freaking amazing. And that's actually the motto for the types of books that I help people do. But inside of U squared, he says, there's a fly. In the beginning, he says, there's a fly. And this fly keeps hitting a window, trying to get out. And lo and behold, just 2 feet away, there's an open door. Somebody say, open door. But the fly doesn't realize it because it's banging its head. It wants to go outside because it sees the light. So, how many of you, and that used to be me before I started investing into people because I'm like, I gotta be in the right room so I never go back to the same old ways. How many of you have ever felt that you're banging against the wall and maybe there's an open door and it's so much easier than you think? I don't know about you, but it took me a while. It took me a long time watching people trying to mimic what other people's have done. Do you resonate? None of that was working. Why? Because I wasn't being true to me and I wasn't being in the right rooms because I just wanted to reinvent the wheel. I didn't want to spend money. For me, money was just like, oh, this is so precious. Like, I need money for rent. I need money for food. Like, I was not being resourceful. I was just looking at a limited money as a resource and not as a limitless resource. And not being resourceful, meaning no, I don't want to have credit card debts. But long behold, doing it by myself for all these years before I discovered the coaches and quantum leaping and actually stacking and learning how to communicate. Long behold, doing it by yourself is actually more expensive. Do you guys resonate? I mean, because you're like trying to save money, but then you find yourself spinning your wheels because you're like trying to copy other people and you're not actually owning your truth and your voice and your way because you're not putting yourself in the right rooms because you're trying to avoid the thing that you're actually getting, right? So you're trying to avoid being broke, but then you become broke. Somebody say, hello, fly. There's an open door. Come on. I'm the door. So then, like, some people are like, well, you know what? Like, I can't invest because of my limited resources. I can't go ask all these people. But then they expect other people to invest into them. Now, do we get what we want or do we get who we are? So, so maybe you have two monkeys that are inside of your head, the logic and the emotion that keep fighting, right? That are preventing you from trusting your intuition, from trusting in the unseen. Because isn't it true that life happens inside of us first and then it beams out into the physical reality? So everything that is in the physical reality right now, are you guys tracking? The bank account, the clients, the message that's not being delivered to the people, the level of frustration, like going to sleep, knowing you're playing small and not knowing how much time you have, is the end result of who you were. Goodbye, everybody say goodbye. Before you jumped into this transmission. Because today, this transmission is a timeline shifters. And it's what you're gonna do next is what's gonna dictate your destiny. Because who you are right now is your old self. And that is not who you're gonna become. And that is not who you're meant to be. So, can we all agree that we don't have more time? That like anything could happen? Anything could happen. Anything could happen any moment. Can we all agree that it's time to live your freaking calling? It's time to rise up. It's time to stand up. And if you're with me, come on, guys, stand up and shake it off. Like, let's get into the zone of letting everything that happened so far really sink in. What's up? If we let everything that happened so far really sink in, like, I want you to shake it all off. Remember, this is about playing full out. If you don't, if you're just on the sideline, if you're looking for information, that's not going to change your life. Otherwise, you would be on YouTube right now. How many people you know that have been on YouTube a lot or watched other people, but their life hasn't actually changed, right? Because they're just using logic, because they're just seeking more information instead of actual transformation. Okay? So, how many of you want to see now? Let me for sure share like, so there's three big secrets to making this dream of becoming a published author, right? And creating the right book that helps you transform the right person to deliver your message, your story with a system the right way so you can make bank, so you can get paid. Okay? And the first secret, and if you're with me trekking, write this down. Don't start with your story. If you start with your story, guys, then you are going to use this for healing, right? And that's important. But if you want to create a book that bridges between healing and high ticket success, and I'm telling you this because of everything that I struggled, because I love you and I don't want you to struggle like I did in endless creativity, you first have to create a system. And the system is the authority. The system is those few words that somebody else would want. The system is you stepping into your big idea movement. Are you guys tracking with me? And a system is when you have a blueprint to communicate the steps easily that you help somebody become, right? So let's say, for example, let me just share my screen because I can show you guys exactly how to do this from my past client stories. Can you guys see my screen? All right, cool. So this is gonna be, as I said, the most fun way in the world to build your book with a bank. Let me just, okay, cool. Let me just, this is exactly what I was just saying, how to bridge between healing, right? Going on a personal journey and creating high ticket offers for success. So let me just share with you guys. This is how you create a movement. How do I make it full screen? Oh, I think I'm going present around. Okay. Right? This is a woman who came to me. Are you guys seeing the screen? Yeah. A woman who came to me who had an idea, right? To become the quantum queen. You guys, this is why I say the first secret is don't start with your story. First secret is start with a system. Because when you have a system and you're taking up space, you're like a temple. How many of you are like, oh my God, I can see that. People would want to buy a system which is becoming something, right? Because you are opening space like a temple to become this version of you, right? And then you add your story into it, but the system comes first. If you start with your story, like, I love you, but unless you're super duper duper famous, you're not gonna make money from it unless you do this the right way. Can you guys say, like, thank you, Dasha, for doing all the hard work for me so I don't have to? So check this out. We tuned in to her movement. What is it? She's the quantum queen. She is the woman who becomes the queen, who plays in the quantum, right? And helping people understand what that is. So then with the movement came the blueprint, right? What are the 3, 4, 5 steps that a woman would have to take to become the quantum queen? All right, cool. So what are the 5 steps that somebody would have to go through to become the quantum queen? So in literally 20 minutes, we came up with those steps. We came up with the whole process of becoming the quantum queen. She has realized, the woman, that she's going to be creating offerings to help other women become that, right? And then she connected her story with it. So she's taking up more space, creating offerings to the world for other women to create to become that. And then she's like, what are the 5 steps that I've taken throughout my whole life to become the quantum queen? Because this is the movement I'm taking over. Are you guys catching this? And then it's like, okay, how can I help that woman who's stepping into becoming the quantum queen, right? Not only apply these 5 steps, but also apply them faster. How can I provide an opportunity for her to quantum leap, becoming the quantum queen with me? So the book is the path to show the process, but we're starting with the end in mind. And the 5 steps, then she shares her story of how she arrived at that step. Because then the person wants to listen. Because so often we start with creating our creations from our own point of view that people are going to want to hear what we have to say. But this isn't really about us, right? This is about igniting the energy in the reader, in the perfect person. That took me 10 years to learn, you guys. So you don't have to. How do you ignite the energy in the person? How do you help the person who's reading actually transform their story? Instead of just using this as a healing modality for yourself, as therapy, you can use that as high ticket transformational success tool, right? So then you can share your before step one, after step one. Like, you can find a way to make this book, this asset, intriguing after starting with the end in mind. Okay, so these are going to be the steps that a woman that's going to be intrigued with that title, that's going to want this offer because that's going to ignite her. For her, I become the leader. And now through my book, she's going on the process. She'll experience success. And then I invite her to the next level conversation or a class like this, or to connect with me online. And boom, I provide an opportunity for her to join me on the next level offer. Are you guys catching this? So please, somebody say with me right now, I am not going to start by sharing my story. I'm learning from Dasha. I'm going to create a system and a blueprint. And maybe right now, your few steps of helping a woman, let's say that's your movement, to become a $1 million mompreneur. Let's say, for example, what are the 5 steps? Okay, clear on the vision and understand your why. Okay, second step, embody those daily rituals, quantum rituals, so you can be inside of yourself and you create it in a feminine way, right? Maybe the third step, I'll create the high ticket offering that is so transformational, and you learn how to communicate it in such a juicy way that you're just like, oh, wow, yeah, I would want to buy this thing so I don't have to struggle for 30 years like I did. Holy crap, I want this offer. So look at this. Like, I just mapped out 1, 2, 3, and maybe a fourth step, embodiment, like the tools to embody this $1 million mompreneur. Like, what is it? Like going into an ice bath. Like, what are the tools that you've used? Look, I just mapped out 4 steps blueprint to becoming a $1 million mompreneur. And you're like, wow, this is going to be my mission, my movement, because I'm a mom and I love moms and I love millions. Come on, let's go. So then when you create a book, after you create an offer, that's the second secret is how to start with the end in mind, how to create this delicious offer and communicate it. So you sell, so you get, like, your energy gets more when you sell than before you sell, right? I'm gonna teach you how to do this. But this is how you succeed, because you choose this authority. And if you just joined us or you're watching the replay, you choose the authority, you choose the words, you create the blueprint, you create the steps, right? You show through your steps how long it took you to acquire the wisdom, how much you struggled, why you've been obsessed with this. Like a massage therapist, why have you been obsessed with the body? Oh, somebody that is in high tech, that's disconnected from their body, that doesn't have dream relationships, you are their source of miracle for so you get to communicate and help them how to connect, and you're a massage therapist, but you can position yourself next level and have these tech people or the people that have been disconnected or who haven't had this obsession like you did with physical touch. You get to communicate to them how physical touch is the path to transform, and you can help them do it faster. Are you guys seeing this? That you can shift who you are and position yourself in such a different way when you have a blueprint and you're taking up more space and you're becoming the authority. And I love calling this orgasmic authority because I want us all to create authority and use words that are triggering so we can stand the fuck out. Are you guys catching this? Like, don't be vanilla, right? And I'll show you guys a few books of my clients right now who decided to play all out to trigger people to just be fully expressed, and the miracles, the money miracles that started happening in their life. So, are you guys seeing the fact like that you absolutely have to have a system first? Like drop a yes in the chat, please. Like that you need to have a system. That you need to pick an authority that lights you up, that triggers people, that is bigger than you, that other people are gonna want to enroll into. Are you guys seeing this? Please say, I'm not gonna share my story until I have a system, because this is how we get paid. People want to buy a system. People want to buy your sense of security, that you're not going anywhere, that your mission is never gonna die out. Because it's the same reason people want to be in relationships: devotion, stability, comfort. I don't want to work with anybody who's like, maybe today I'll be a coach and I help people. Tomorrow, I'm not going to do that no more. Or I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. People can feel it. Can you guys feel this energy? Like, I'm not going anywhere. I want you to feel that. I want you to create from that place where there's people around you that want to do life with you, just like a dream relationship. I want you to shift from the mentality, I'm just selling a little offer. I want you to shift into, I am attracting, by being fully me, by creating this blueprint, by creating this book, people who are meant to be in my life, that we're meant to grow it together for who I am, the light. So I'm going to keep providing different offers, bigger offers. They're going to keep staying in my ecosystem because we're going to grow together. We're going to come to each other's weddings, births, stages. They're going to be in my front row because they're going to be like my VIPs, pamping me up as I'm playing bigger. Are you guys with me? Say yes in the chat if you're feeling this. Don't share your story without a system. It's just gonna be healing for you, but if you want high ticket success, you have to start with the end. Okay? Everybody ready? So this is about who you're here meant to serve. Like why you want to reach those same people that are like you, 1, 2 steps behind you. Like, right? What is the level of urgency? Right? What is your expertise? How much did you struggle? Think about them. And I'm going to provide for you an opportunity to show you how we can do this fast together. Because I understand, like, what I've done is so much, and you might not be able to be fully caught up with everything that's happening here today. But I want you to catch this fire. And at the end, I'll ask if anybody wants to join me on a deeper journey, okay? Cool? Are you guys seeing the value of a blueprint, of creating authority, of like selecting, like playing bigger, and just like how do you go as big as you possibly can? Right? Okay. So, this is the first secret. Don't start with the story, start with the system, right? Because the system will help you unleash the energy inside of other people, which is what we want to do. This is exactly what I just talked about. And this is the trap that most people are facing is starting with the story. So then the second secret is don't even start with a story. Don't even start with a book until you have mapped out your high ticket transformational offerings. And I call these orgasmic offerings because when you see today how I present it, I bring in more energy into selling because I'm like, I want this for my people. It might not be everybody, might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are watching this right now, but you might be my person. Okay? So when you learn how to sell in a way that I'm going to show you today, you're going to feel like it's a freaking game. Because let me tell you, when you help somebody, right? When you help somebody really see how fast you can overcome and help them overcome 30 years, 40 years, 50 years of what they're struggling with in a few days, that feels better than sex. Oh no, she did it. Oh no, she said it. There's a way to stream it from the. Are you guys catching this? Because when somebody recognizes, because you guys can hear me still, yeah? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. When you learn how to communicate your value and how much a person is not gonna have to struggle because you're providing them an opportunity and you're learning how to communicate and stack it in such an amazing way that you're like, oh, I want this result for my clients faster, but they have to see everything I'm providing. And I know you guys have had this experience before where you're just like want somebody to take something so bad because you're like, why aren't you listening to what I'm saying? It could change your life. But it's because you haven't learned how to communicate it the right way, right? So they don't feel the value, right? Because if somebody can't feel the value, like ultimately you'll end up getting bitter because you're like, well, what? But I have all the keys to transform this person's life. Like, what's going on? But it's because you didn't communicate it the right way to unleash the energy inside of them to help them make a decision. Because how many of you have ever, and I've done this so much, so oh my God, thank goodness I don't do it anymore because it's such a waste of time, have ever like provided so much value and then you were like, oh, by the way, I also have this cool offer, somebody buy it. And then people were like inspired, and then there was like crickets because you don't position yourself the right way. What I'm doing today, like I want you to observe this, but also look at it from the outside, but also provide you with the ability to see how I'm doing this the right way to help you become the person who makes a decision to go all in on yourself. Right? Because this is decision. This is about conversion. This isn't a, by the way, oh, I have this other thing. This is all seeding you through the process of what I want you to actually do is to take action and say yes and go all in and create this book in a matter of days, 3 hours to be exact. But the book that goes together with your high ticket offer, all mapped out, exactly how you're going to use AI to go out and broadcast social media strategy, exactly how you're going to put it into a high end, like into into tech go high level is what I use and I show you how to do it in 2 hours. So like literally within 3 days you can have this entire system running that took me over 12 years. And the psychology, I was an entrepreneur my whole life, that took me 30 years to get to, right? So I want you to see it like this. Like our gift is not, oh, by the way, I also have this thing. Our gift is to be able to communicate through the whole time we're presenting what we want the person to make a decision of, if they're the right person, if they're ready for this, if they're done playing small, through the whole process we're speaking, right? Not just, oh, by the way, because people don't buy like that. It took me a long time to learn this. Don't struggle like I did. Is this good, guys? Is this good? So then, how do you start with the end? Okay, do you guys want to see how to create? This is the second secret, how to stack up and like how to actually communicate the value with precision. So that way, when you're communicating and people walk away, they get a chance to decide, right? How many years it took you to master something, how much money you invested, how many times you failed, why you've been obsessed with this. Because this is how you deliver God's message, source message to the people. And this is how you make the right people decide by communicating with a presentation like this that goes into a book in a clear way. So you're right. People are like, oh my God, this is for me. So your lived experiences, they all compound into high ticket intellectual property, right? Everything that you've tried and failed, it's worth thousands of dollars. All the breakthroughs you've had, the unique methodology that you're providing them with, the ABC method, the badass baddie blueprint, the $1 million mompreneur framework, the from corporate to conscious method. Like your unique methodology is what people pay for because you're taking up space. Your breakthroughs is what people pay for when you learn how to communicate them the right way. And it all starts inside of you and feeling that value and understanding how breakthroughs and how transformation is more worth it than going on vacation, and how to be that person to communicate the level of transformation they're going to access and how fast things are going to happen, quantum level, when they work with you. Are you guys catching this? Because clients don't actually pay for your hours. They don't pay for the combination of the curriculum that you created. They pay for the hard work and every time you've gotten up, all the things that you have won, right? Because you're giving them the solution. So they don't have to present the wrong way. Like, I'm going to provide for you a solution, how to present exactly like this within a 3-day experience. So you can walk away with a book done, with your high ticket mapped out, with your body all dialed in. And it's like, oh, I feel, woo, sales is unconditional love, baby. Right? So the real drive of sales is learning how to communicate the value, right? Is learning how to position yourself. And this happens before the book, before the funnel, before the content. Because if you want people to take action, right? And you want to lead them into their, oh, you have to have the entire system. So the problem is that most coaching programs fail because they teach only isolated skills, not a holistic approach and show everything. So they leave entrepreneurs with fractured, unscalable businesses. So creating a movement, becoming the authority, right? Becoming the orgasmic authority, like fully unleashed, right? Is about having your offer dialed in before you even share your story, before you create everything, because you want to guide people, is having a clear, big message. Your mess is your message. Like, what is your message that you came here to deliver? Like, your pain is your purpose. What is that big message? Right? Is to have this speaking ability. And this is what we're going to do together. When you decide to say, yes, I'm going to do this fast with you, Dasha, like, you're going to speak in front of the class together. Like, this is quantum leap stuff. Right? I don't want people that are 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, I want to do life with my people. And then you have a scalable system. You start with a picture of this entire integrated ecosystem. And then in the middle of it all, at the end of the experience, becomes your book that you speak out, and it helps you actually sell everything that was created. Right? Because you have a system and you're guiding people on a pathway. You're correct people on a pathway. Whoop. Are you guys seeing this, catching this? So value is about structure in delivery. That's what makes people feel safe. So if you just write a story into your raw lived experience, or if it's just strategic sharing, you're disconnected. If you have both, you're sharing strategically from the heart, but you also have a way for people to come into understanding the value of the transformation you offer, then you have high ticket impact. And impact is the name of the game. So you guys see, like, if I focus on the transaction, then I only focus on books. I only focus on high ticket, but it's about shifting from transaction and showing the whole transformation, right? Because if you're in transaction, then you're relying on giving people some of the stuff that you are instead of the whole thing, showing them exactly the quantum level access they're going to have by working with you, the transformation they've gone through. So when somebody communicates just the transaction, they're just selling information, right? They're competing with other people. They're starting to go with low ticket, not understanding that it's really about the transformation communication, right? Selling the ultimate outcome and showing how much time it takes, how much effort it takes, how much money is spent in order to acquire this outcome, right? This is about becoming the person that can stand in the authority and showing the full transformation, you guys. So this is what it looks like, the whole architecture of a movement, right? You got to have the core values, your core standards. What do you stand for? Right? What are you willing to do? What are you not willing to do? We have to lay this out. We have to create a strategic framework, like I just said, a method unique, like the bombshell experience, like something that's gonna the sparkle self-led millionaire. Like, whoa, I want that method. Like, what is that? I don't even know what it is, but I want it. Like, we gotta understand who is our community, right, guys? And if you had a chance to open my $1 million book blueprint, then you know that you have to start with community because that's how you're gonna succeed. You're going to learn how to position yourself the right way, right? and then tune into this impact from inside your soul, from the unseen. So this is how you communicate the level of transformation, and this is how it becomes irresistible, and it's over the transaction. Because the transaction is the book, the speech, the hour of coaching, whatever. But the real transformation, how long did it take me? 7 years, 15-hour days to write my first book. A million because I walked away from corporate where I could have earned that because of my obsession. Okay? Becoming a shaman because I integrated psychedelic experiences through the writing, which made me the peaceful person that can hold space now for any story, for anybody, because I grew roots. Right? I've created over 1,000 videos. You can see them online. A lot of them didn't sell, didn't get attention. I've spent over $200,000 on coaches to learn how to sell the story after I wrote it, right? Because I didn't start from the beginning creating the right thing for the right person and getting monetizing it along the way. I got on calls with people that were the wrong people, and how not great, how painful it is, right? How painful it is to get on calls with people that don't want to buy because they don't understand the value because you didn't do the right way, or because or feel like they're the wrong people, right? So I want to help you avoid all of that because there were days, you guys, I would be so drained and I gave so much. And I was like, why didn't they buy? It was me, right? It was me. So 20 more coaches, 300 more books, learning how to sell story the right way, right? Because I didn't have the right 20 years of total experience in business. And now I did 10 books, right? This is how you communicate the transformation that somebody's accessing. And this is how sales becomes better than sex because the right people watching this right now, live or the replay later, like, oh, are like, whoa, Dasha can help me do what she did in 30 years. 7 years, 15-hour days, her first book, $1 million, 200,000, spent 1,000 videos that she created. She did where things didn't sell and the wrong people showed up to the webinars, didn't convert, like 20 years of business experience, 10 books. Like she can help me do collapse all that transformation that she went through in 3 days. And a byproduct, of course, having the dream relationship, zero fights, letting everything go, learning how to trust, like transformation through shocking experiences. Like, are you guys seeing how now the people that are hearing this are like, whoa, like, I want to work with this girl? Or, oh no, wow. Like, oh, am I even ready? But, like, do you see the level of transformation that you don't have to do? You don't have to go struggle like I did because I'm communicating the actual big piece of the iceberg. And for those, maybe some of you right now, when you say yes to doing this and for 3 days, like stepping into your authority, right? In 3 days, collapsing 30 years and hundreds of thousands of hours and additions and the wrong people and headache and stress and burnout because I didn't have a system. Do you see how for the right person who's watching this right now, collapsing time frames and doing this in 3 days with a little bit more accountability, of course, is like a lifetime of transformation, which means it's better than sex because when we connect like this and you're like yes and you're like crying because you're like oh, like yesterday I didn't even have an offer, today I have a 10,000, I have a 25,000, I have $100,000 offer, I'm able to communicate it, I put it into a book. I know how to present it, I know how to talk about it. Oh, I got a video going. Oh, I feel it in my body because I feel this like I'm embodied in it, like my nervous system is regulated. Let's go. Ah, all the dots connect, right? Is this good? Are you guys tracking with me? So the old way is trying to figure it out by yourself, running ads without having the whole path mapped out. And by the way, guys, like I don't know if you saw my messages, but we had a ton of people who came through ads, and it doesn't matter. They're here, not here. They're gonna watch the replay. They're inside of my ecosystem, right? So we cracked the ads game. It doesn't matter how many followers you got because you could be speaking to one person when you create the offer. If you're chasing right now, like, hello, like, you just haven't owned your authority, right? Which authority makes people move, but you have to have the conviction to trust in the unseen inside of your own soul. Okay, so the problem is not quantity, the problem is actually embodiment, right? listening, giving people what they want, and actually focusing on communicating the entire transformation, right? So you can attract and effortless provide opportunities for the right people, right? Because people respond to certainty, energy, and clarity of results. Are you guys tracking this? So the new reality, guys, it's about understanding that when you become the authority for your people, you have a clear message. They can feel the desire for your offer, right? You help them see how fast you collapse timelines with you. They can feel your presence, and the results are external belief collapse, right? And the mantra is repeat after me. If they can feel me, they will pay me, right? The new belief, guys, is selling is service. It's unconditional love. It's better than sex. Not selling is withholding truth, God given mission, message, playing small. Nobody wants to play small. And if you guys weren't here in the beginning, like I wrote 7 years, took me my first book. My mom didn't answer the call of learning how to trust her intuition, her body. Didn't find a community as a result because she was playing in her head in logic. And it's my job to carry that torch, right? Is help you answer God's call. So I spent a lot of time, wasted time, lost money, confusion, doing it alone. And the shortcut is you. The shortcut is you saying yes to your greatness, even if you're uncomfortable, leaning in, because the body will never feel comfortable if it's being stretched into quantum, into believing in easiness and a new reality, high cash flow, low maintenance business. Like you may not believe these things, so you may have to borrow the belief and then just run the play like I'm running the play, right? And then allow yourself to open the miracles. Allow yourself to be the person who does the uncomfortable thing so you can help others also learn how to lean in. Are you guys tracking? Are you guys feeling this? What's up? Let me see you in the chat. So, not having money is a myth, right? And you're like, ah, but I look at my bank account. The reality is time. Time is the most precious thing. Spinning your wheels, not hanging out with your family, not experiencing freedom, not going after your fantasies, doing things that are crazy, and having your dream clients chase you. That's the real cost. The real cost is you slowly dying inside when you don't say yes to your greatness. When you don't say yes to like serving the people you are meant to serve because God has brought you to this earth to make it better as a result that you came, right? So money is never the problem, you guys. What we see in the physical, remember, this is the end result, past tense. This is not who we are. That's not our destiny. That's not where we're going, right? Because money can come back again and again, month after month, but there's only one thing that doesn't come back, and that thing is time. So you've probably learned a lot already, but honestly, has this actually changed your life, right? You can say, yes, I love learning, but have you actually stepped into the fullness of your expression, making money in the way that feels orgasmic, and you're always playing with people that feel the same as you being in a relationship with somebody that you love? You're always turned on. Or maybe you're not in a relationship, and this is part of the thing that you're going to be creating here because you're going to go on purpose, full on, because this is how your dream relationship comes in. Because you're going on purpose, on your freedom path, playing bigger, getting out the way, and becoming a better person. And that's how you magnetize your dream relationship, right? So the years that you get stuck in spinning your wheels is the only thing you can get back, right? So the old pattern, if nothing changes, nothing changes because old habits die hard. You guys, how many of you like have grown up with like the hustle, the devoted hustler, right? The devoted doer. Like you're doing, but you're not seeing the results because old habits die hard. You got to see somebody else doing it differently, right? And most people, what do? They get inspired and never do anything about it because they wake up the next day and the fuse is gone. So only 1% of people are like, I'm gonna interrupt this effing pattern. I'm gonna make a decision today, right? So how about we make a commitment to honestly shift and stop avoiding? what we're meant to do, right? So picture your life 6 months from now. If nothing changes, right? Nothing changes. But if you step into this picture and collapse timelines, and you can really feel this right now, that it can happen fast and it's so amazing, and wow, I can't believe it. Oh, beyond what your imagination can comprehend, right? So, this is what I was just talking about. Like the foundation is creating the authority, is really declaring, deciding, stepping into shifting, having the accountability to claim this movement, declaring that authority because nobody's going to give it to you. You have to claim it, you have to own it. Right? Before you see the outside, you've got to see the inside. You build from the end in mind. You create this blueprint, you create those orgasmic offers, you build it to build trust with the right people you are meant to serve, and then you speak your book in 3 hours. I know it's crazy, but I've done it as fast as 45 minutes with a woman in person. It's insane. And then you sell everywhere and you listen deeply. Right? You go on the path of God because people don't buy results first. They buy the transformation they can feel, they can see, right? So your people need to feel seen. They need to feel that you understand them because you've been there, because you unleashed their own energy, because you resonated with their struggle, what they've been, right? Your people need you to be raw and unleash their truth. So you have to communicate who they're becoming in the process and what they're healing, right? So when you learn to communicate like I am right now, you'll always have clients because it's about having this embodied authority, right? It's about shifting from just healing yourself, telling your story, into high ticket transformational path of telling your story, right? Not just healing, but also high ticket transformation presentation, like speaking your bestseller fast, creating these high ticket transformational offers in 2 hours. I do this with people in person. Like it's about taking up space and being in flow state all the time. But the truth is, you may have a message, but without authority, you don't have a way for them to enter the temple, which is your body. Okay, are you guys seeing this? So it's not just about a message, it's about having this entire paradigm shifting castle, which is the authority blueprint, right? So this is about moving from an isolated idea of a movement, of just sharing your story, into I'm creating my dream clients from inside myself who are always turned on, who I'm communicating to, always speak to. And people stay tuned in, turned on when they're around me all the time because I'm doing what I love every single day, right? So it's not about a niche. You are the niche. Your vibration is the niche. Your story is the niche. It's not about figuring it out. It's about taking up space, deciding on the authority, and creating from that place for your dream people, right? So when you have this entire thing mastered, which we do in 3 days, you guys, then you master the stage, how to present it, just like I'm presenting right now. Like you can literally walk away with everything that I did in a matter of days together. That's the quantum leap. Then you're able to leave the books on people's chairs, hold the book up as a way for you to embody. You're able to sell your truth from stage and let your story back it up. And that's what attracts investors, collaborators, inspires, and opens you up to magic because you don't play small, right? Because you stand in the light. And this is what it looks like, you guys. Oh my God. So, this is the first thing we do together. And this is so cool because most people don't see all the pieces of the puzzle and what is the ascension and what is the journey the customer is going to go on in order for them to say yes to higher and higher levels of trust. And if you calculate this, that's each customer is at like $25,000 that just comes in from maybe a free book. Like this woman that I worked with, Unfuck Your Frequency, a free book or an audio book that you present on the stage or just sell on Amazon, that literally with a QR code that helps you not only take up space, but also sell your low ticket, maybe activation, $37. Sell your, she's got $1 million flow method, like $1,000, like maybe a little modules. And also we can create the same level of modules. Like within 1 hour, you can create a whole course. I mean, you know this with the right person. Right? You create the next level offering, maybe a one-on-one session. You create a full year transformational package, and we tune into what the titles of these are. But you walk away with one of these in the first hour of us working together. So you know exactly the path. You guys, how cool is this to see your entire path for your perfect person because you take up space and then your front is like unfuck your frequency. Emotional mastery method called flow for becoming the creator you came here to be. You guys, this woman came to me and she was like, "Oh, light the fire within." And before she came to me to do the book, actually, we dialed in her high ticket offer like within an hour and a half. Like she was going from 800 to $10,000 because helped her see the value of the transformation she was offering. And then, boom, when she was speaking her book in 3 hours, not only was it authentic, it was an embodiment tool, and she started selling high ticket offers before the book was even published. So, are you guys seeing how valuable it is to start with the end and learn how to share your story the right way with the system? Cool. And then she created a presentation just like this, which is what we're going to be doing together. So that way your book goes together with your presentation. You have your ascension, and the right person who's meant for you, who comes into your ecosystem, are like, right? Because you provide them a clear path to ascend them to their own success, to buying the transformation which they're desperately seeking to get. So this is how your book makes bank and creates a brand. And also, what we do in person is to make sure that everything you're creating is with your human design and jinkies. Come on, come on, come on, guys! I love human design and jinkies. If you don't know what it is, you'll see through my trainings, or when we have a next level conversation, that this is the greatest tools to understand how to become and be your brand and do nothing outside of your own genius. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use all of the different AI tools, how to transcribe your book with AI, how to automatically broadcast videos so you don't have to do them every day. Like one time, and then in 5 minutes, you have 30 days worth of content that goes automatically on your social medias so you can freaking sip a Mai Tai or drink tea like I do, like, and have fun with your family. But people think that you're online, but the systems are working for you, right? Because the systems are meant to be your slave. You're not meant to be their slave. This is why they're here. Okay? This is what we do together. So you decide to become the authority, right? You build this orgasmic offering for your dream person, maybe multiple. You speak the book to be able to sell that orgasmic offer to lead your perfect person down the path. You own it. This is an embodiment. And then it becomes your attraction, your client attraction that builds your brand. And that's how you get paid for your message and scale to 6, 7 figure year, month, or even day. Do you guys believe that this is possible? Do you believe that we can do this easily? Right? So it's impossible for me to go through everything that I possibly wanted to share in the time right now in the class. And would you be interested in hearing how to play with me, how to do the next level thing with me? Drop a yes in the chat, and then I will show you exactly how to play with me to make this happen faster. Because, hello, time is the most precious commodity, right? If you guys drop in yes, I will share with you exactly how to. Okay, cool. Okay, great. So I'll make it fast then. Okay, so the one thing I want you to see right now is how much more energy I'm bringing into my presentation than before, because I want you to have this solution so bad. Like, you guys feeling this? You guys feeling this? So that way you can shift your also relationship with sales, because you're like, oh, like this is a solution to a problem, and she's my person. She's my energy. Cool? So I'm just going to take a few minutes then to show you how to go from what I just said, theory, to implementing this together. Cool? So, do you guys want to have the proven framework, this ability to automatically scale this and create systems? And if you received some of my notification, I have a team. I have an AI caller. I have all the automation set up, and that took a long time to set up. Remember how I told you that it took me $1 million to learn how to create the right book, and now I help people actually speak the right book that helps them become the brand that makes bank because it sells their high ticket offer. Okay, so it took me 7 years, 15-hour days, $1 million when I spent learning how to do that. It took me an additional $200,000 on coaching and 5 years of doing webinars the wrong way, videos the wrong way, where people did not receive my transmission and value. So I was talking to the wrong people, no sales. It took me 10 years to integrate my psychedelic experiences through this entire journey. And that is my big obsession, is the books, is the high ticket offers, is the transformation, the psychedelic transformation, to be really grounded so we're always in God frequency. That has been my obsession. That is my uniqueness. Can you guys see how I went from healing to high ticket conversions. Can you see how I'm going to help you avoid at least 20 years of figuring out how to do that yourself, doing videos the wrong way, writing the wrong books, and not knowing how to integrate past experiences that you had? Can you guys see this? So, drum roll. Woo! When you join me for a beautiful 3 days that I have created, where we're going to create all of this. And I'm talking about vision, message, high ticket orgasmic offering, one or multiple. Let's see what comes through you. You're going to sit on the whiteboard and I'm going to guide you through it. And you're going to actually speak the right book that sells your high ticket offers. And you're going to see how easy it is to do that in a matter of hours, days, not months, like a lot of people do. This is the fastest and most fun way in the world to speak a book that actually sells your high ticket transformational offers and builds your brand. Okay, I don't know if you've seen this, but people have told me that this is insane. They have told me that no one has ever done it this fast. So this is why I cannot be compared to anybody else. Okay, so this is valued at 14,497. I'm going to give you access to all of my transformational courses that I have created over the last 12 years, among which it's going to help you create this blueprint that's going to help you make money your lover. Okay, because you're going to claim your vision, your movement vision. I'm going to give you access to how to create, right, these high ticket transformational offers and learn the self fulfilling prophecy to belief transform because you can only, right, achieve externally what you have already seen inside and felt inside. Conviction comes from the inside out, like, so it's inevitable. You're going to see exactly how I guide women and now a few men as well to create a book in 3 hours that they speak and as fast as 45 minutes when you do it with me in person. Because the feedback loop is like this. It's God speaking. I'm a 2-4 in human design, so I pull it out of you. Sometimes it's your words that come, sometimes it's through my mouth, but it's the words that you want to come through your mouth. So this is about speaking a book without AI that actually helps you sell your transformational offers because it's positioned the right way, right? And oh my God, this is the fastest. No one's ever done it as fast as I have. It's because of my obsession. Now, 10 books later, all the time it took, right? You're going to see exactly in the back end when I give you access today how to create these automated freedom funnels as fast as 2 hours. I helped a woman set up a landing page for her masterclass, right? With all the automations for in 2 hours and go high level. Whoa. A bunch of other courses you can sell the dream to yourself, get paid to play, human design jinkies, everything valued at 25,991. And you're like, whoa, Dasha, that's a lot. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. So how can I help you really lock it in? Right? So that way you understand it's really not about the book. It's not about the video. Those are end goals that help you actually hold your signal. But it's really about the person you become. It's about the energetic shift. It's about taking up space. It's about shifting that identity and stepping into movement. Like that authority, the orgasmic authority that's like, whoa, like I can feel myself. I'm bigger than all of this, right? So these results happen fast when you lock in the identity first. And remember, like I mentioned, it took me 12 years to get here. Thousands of sales calls, videos that didn't convert, grind, right? Whoa. Like talking to the wrong people, 12 years to master this entire sales process, over $200,000 on coaches, over $1 million to learn how to do book thing, over 10 different coaches I invested in. I did all the courses, read all the books, tested 3 different CRMs and 20 different AI tools to give you guys the best so you don't have to struggle and test. That's the hard way. And the shortcut is, dun, 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 right? You becoming the authority. Just like people that I've mentioned so far, some that I haven't. Like one woman came to me, she did an elderly care. She was in a trailer when she came to me. She was like, oh my God, Dasha, please, special agreement with me. She was from a trailer to $300,000 in elderly care. That's high ticket sales as well, right? Because when you learn how to sell, like you're talking to your mom, like your sister, your brother, and you understand the level of luxury that you're providing because it's different than other people, institutions, then you're like, whoa, yes, I can apply to this business. This can apply to any business. Okay, so she came to me from literally zero, you guys, with IOUs, with a little bit like just she had the fire, right? And she went to 300,000 within 6, 7 months, and then $2.5 million property within a year and a half. So anybody can do this, right? All it takes is desire to say yes and figure it out, right? So This is our job as healers, as coaches, is to show people how difficult it is to go on the journey alone. If you look at the left side, like how painful was it for me to go on a journey, 7 years, 15-hour days in my first book, and then have it not move people and not be able to sell when it was published? How much money did I spend? How much effort? Like, I didn't see that because nobody pointed out that I'm going to go on this journey alone, trying to share my story and how amazing it is and all the ahas. But I would get caught up in my own not good enough soup and not have somebody pull me up to say that this one book could have been 50 books, 100 books, right? If somebody would have communicated like this, like how big of a dinosaur, how painful it is, right? To go on a journey of not knowing how to present the high ticket offer the right way, that I'm gonna be getting on phone calls with people that aren't qualified and spinning my wheels and they're not gonna buy, and I'm gonna invest 2 hours of my time, 3 hours, 4 hours, however many hours, because I didn't own up my message and authority. And I was attracting the wrong people because I was separating between business and personal life. That's painful. That's years of gray hairs. Like, right? That's freaking painful. And it's up to us to show how painful it is, how big of a dinosaur, like I'm showing you right now, when people go at this journey alone, right? So it's up to you today to decide if you're ready for the shortcut to get there faster. And what it means faster is learning how to create these orgasmic offers on the fly. Like, because you're learning how to listen to what people want and you understand value. But you really get a chance to practice this with me in person, right? You learn how to communicate. You understand your value. You understand that sales is delicious and you can present in a way like I'm presenting right now that feels God's gift for the right person. Like, whoa. But I'm presenting my entire value, right? And like, just imagine to yourself how fast it is when you're on the whiteboard, you're creating this orgasmic high ticket transformation offer, you're stacking up all the years it took you, how much you struggled, right? How many things you did wrong, how much money you've spent being obsessed about this one thing, and you look at the board and you're like, oh, whoa, wow. Yeah, I could be that person for my perfect person to do this in a matter of days. Wow. And now I can put it into a blueprint, I can put it into a book, and the book is going to write itself. The book is going to be the embodiment tool. It's going to be the last thing, but you're going to be like, wow, I can actually, within days, present this. I can see the stacks. I can feel so good about sales in my body. Holy crap, this is amazing, right? So, in between the struggle of wanting to share your story, not knowing how to do it the right way, not knowing how to sell, there is a bridge, right? And the bridge is working with the right person that gives you the shortcut to share the story the right way with the system. And remember how I was talking today? Life is really beautiful when you are doing this fast with somebody because time is the most precious thing in the world. And I want you to run around with your kids on the beach, like doing fun stuff instead of being in your head inside of systems, right? Or trying to replicate what someone else is doing. Because this is about you and your bigness and your orgasmic authority and you seeing that all your different struggles are in your life is actually your power and me pulling it out of you. Okay, so the itemized receipt is everything that you're going to be doing in front of your people. So that way they can see the cost of doing it without you, right? And then they can make an educated decision. Do I really want to do this by myself and struggle moving forward, even though I was magnetized to the solution? Or do I want to just figure out how to pay for this, how to invest in this, how to credit card it, how to IOU, whatever? So I don't have to go on a journey for 12 years figuring out how to create the right book asset for the right person whose life I'll transform even through the book, who can easily ascend. So I don't have to do thousands of videos or get on so many phone calls to drain my energy, not my bank account, not understand how to communicate value, or thinking that I need to start with low ticket, but I don't have enough energy in low ticket to serve a bunch of people because I only have this much energy, right? So if you don't communicate the level of energy and you understand the level of investment that you need to put in so you can invest into them, then you're going to be bitter, right? So I teach you how to do this, how to collapse literally almost 30 years of my life to create this the right way, to present this the right way, to show your dream people like I'm showing to you right now, the cost of not taking your offer. And this way you will never be bitter, right? Because you communicated the cost of not taking action. And this is called the Orgasmic Authority Method Blueprint, right? So where we create this blueprint who helps you embody your big idea. We stack up these offers together, right? And make sure we put the right book together. You speak it out without AI to sell these dream offers for your dream people because they're buying the blueprint, they're buying the identity, they're buying the system, they're buying the fact that you're never going to go, they're buying the fact that you decided to create a big offer because you're going to be vested in them, right? And then we're going to put this all into a freedom funnel, you guys. And we're going to do this all in 3 days. And this is where we're going to go on a journey from ceremony, whatever type of ceremony you've had, to becoming a cash machine at the most beautiful place in the world, which is the hot springs here in California. And if you can't make it in person, which I highly recommend, we can also do this over Zoom. But really, if we do this at the hot springs, then we're going to, as we're creating, right, your $1 million movement, really stepping into it on a whiteboard in a conference room. In the second half of the day, we're going to do somatic work, right? The inner state mastery to just like really allow for ourselves through the mineral water at the hot springs. And this is the best hot springs in the world in Northern California with literally 100 hot springs. We're going to do these three things. We're going to decide you're going all in. You're going to create your authority, right? This is the orgasmic authority method. You're going to create these high ticket offerings. You're going to learn how to present them by value stacking, just like I am right now. You're going to learn how to speak it into a book, right? In 1 to 3 hours without logic, your body, this embodiment. You're going to choose the pathway that you're going to sell and present this offer, right? And we're going to set it up together. You're going to sell from any stage, right? And transform your beliefs in the process of creating all of this. So you're going to walk away with your identity locked in, your message clear, your book created, your offer built out, your system ready. What's up? How amazing it is when you're doing things in person and the results are absolutely guaranteed, right? Because of the feedback loop. Look at how beautiful this place is. The feedback loop is what helps results come in faster. Look at how amazing these hot springs are. There's a cold pool, there's hot pools, there's mineral. I mean, I can't even tell you the level of benefits for your body, right? Creating in a place like this. So we're going to be creating and we're going to create space within your body for your capacity to be expended. So your nervous system can actually hold what you're creating. So you no longer have to be stuck. So you're decided on thriving. It works for any business. It worked for a woman to go from 900 to over $5,000 in high ticket offers literally overnight. A woman within 3 months like cleared her entire debt and started soaring. A woman spoke her book in 45 minutes. Healing is real. A woman did her book in a day, Finding Your Freedom Frequency, right? A man created within 2 weeks 3 audiobooks that were literally from his spoken phone. So the ideas here are endless. A guy got an investment, $100,000. Another woman, $300,000 within 6 months. And it's amazing when you're working with the right energy, right? So you might be thinking that I'm not ready for this, right? That's exactly why you need it, right? That's exactly why you're stuck. The decision is what makes you ready, right? So if nothing changes, you're gonna keep spinning your wheels, logic, frustration, same income, same invisibility. Oh, and you decide today, right? You're gonna get clarity. You're gonna get clients. You're gonna get into momentum because I'm gonna be right there, right next to you, right? So the first option, do nothing, right? And I had a chance to go cheap, but then really, like, I wouldn't be able to stack on the value for you and really create space to serve you at the highest level. So I created something amazing, a 3 day hot spring implementation. We can do it in person or we can do it in Zoom, valued over $10,000. The fastest and most fun way to speak your book that sells your high ticket offers and build a brand system valued at over $23,000 with the human design and gene keys, understanding and how to implement into business to make sure you're creating a brand by design from who you authentically are, to make money your lover, to create these high ticket ascension offers, to really dial in your self-fulfilling prophecy through the process, right? To speak your book, to create this freedom funnel, giving you access to all the programs, doing it live together in 3 days, total value 88,621. But that's not even it. That's not everything. I'm going to give you access to 3 of my best books, One is a planner to help you shift your identity. One is this $1 million book blueprint. One is the girl with a tattoo that took me 8 years to create. This is going to be for the first 8 people. I'm actually going to sign these books for you, send it over, or give it to you in person. What you're also gonna get is this crazy second bonus where I created a 400-page personalized report, you guys, for people who understand how incredible human design and Jinkies when it comes to living your purpose and using your energy the right way. So, you guys, I created this report and it looks freaking phenomenal. And I linked in together like Alex Harmozy and everything that I learned about high ticket offers from lived experiences and human design and Jinkies in an interactive way like this, where you can plug and play and understand how to live your purpose, create a brand by design, and use your energy the right way, right? So I put all of this together on exactly how to take responsibility, how to start with your community, how to start with the thought patterns that other people have, how to become the best at sharing because you're showing them the big dinosaur, right? The fear, like how long something took you to get to, and how to show them how to, you're the best at helping them achieve that new level of freedom, right? That new idea. So you're going to get access to exactly how to map out your high ticket back end transformational offers and communicate them all based on human design and Jinkies. Look at this. Like, this is so interactive. I show you exactly how human design Jinkies correlate and what it means. And in this workbook, which is a sample, and you gotta decode your like it's gonna be 20 years of transformation just you looking at this and learning how to market with your conscious Mercury. Like every single part of this is a 400-page interactive report. So all you have to do is bring a picture of your human design, a picture of your Jinkies, and this report is gonna show you everything, how to create high ticket offers from who you authentically are and use your energy the right way. Are you guys seeing like how freaking intrinsic it is? And there's a book that goes together with this. There's 2 courses that go together with this to help you feel fully supported in understanding everything there is to understand about your energy, about your definition, about who you authentically are prenatal, how your energy moves, what every single planet means based on your birth, prenatal. It's going to change your life like it changed mine. So this is just another bonus. And then let me just show you how we stack it all up. So good. Woo! I want it. So the 3-day implementation, we can do it together. We can do it over Zoom, but this happens fast. It's for the 1%, right? That are ready to go all in, decide, make money their lover, claim that vision, say no, 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 right? To create this high ticket, to speak that book that sells it to the perfect client, that implements that freedom system, that help the client go on the journey without your effort, right? You get access to 12 different programs in there. You get access to me actually doing it in person or on Zoom. So you don't have to waste years, times, trial and error, like I said. So if you are ready for this right now and you want to actually serve your tribe, right? And you want every day to feel orgasmic, you got to become the woman that says yes and figures it out. The man that says yes and figures it out. So how much would it be worth it for you, right? To have an asset like a book that actually sells your high ticket transformation, high value offer, communicates so clearly so your perfect people experience a win. You have a strategy to upsell the conversations, a video like this. You have the presentation. You're getting on stages because you have a movement. You're embodied in it and it happened fast. And you're like, wow, you have a presentation like this that sells one to many, one time to many people. Would it be worth $50,000? Right? Would it be worth $25,000? $10,000? You can see how some people have already paid me $50,000 for this, right? You can see how it's easily worth that. I'm not going to charge you that, but you can also see how it's worth $25,000. And what if all it did was help you create an offer that you can replicate, sell again and again and again, maybe at $10,000 value, $5,000, doesn't matter what it is, but when you learn how to do it, you can stack it up and sell anything, right? Because you understand how to communicate the value, right? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it if you had your book, the structure, the bones, everything before it gets published? Maybe even you hit published while you're there, right? Because you don't care about editing like that. You can have it published by the time you get home. Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it if you had this whole presentation dialed in like I'm doing with you right now and it feels so juicy? Would it be worth at least $25,000? So, quick recap: 3-day implementation, Zoom, or at the hot springs with me. You get access to this incredible, the fastest and most fun way to speak your book that sells your high ticket offers and build your brand that has everything in it from making money your lover to claiming your vision to high ticket self fulfilling prophecy, high ticket creation, value presentation, speaking your bestseller in 3 hours without AI, how to create this freedom funnel in 2 hours or less and set up automated systems that do the selling for you. Guys, it's a good deal at 25,000, and because I'm doing this for the first time, I'm really excited to get all the testimonials and you can this is going to be 25K. Like I'm only letting you invest $5,000 at this right now. That's it. $5,000 for everything I just talked about, right? And not only that, we're going to do a 30-day challenge to help you get into sales momentum, right? So you can feel fully supported. And if you, for any reason, for the whole year, unable to access the training online, I could have it all set up to go straight to your phone 365 days a year, one video a day so you can stay in the energy, right? Just $5,000 today. So if this spoke to you and you feel it in your body, go to www.dasha.love/go. Again, www.dasha.love/go. I'll also email this out, but this is it. So you have two choices. The first is do nothing, and you can stay where you are. Keep overthinking, keep waiting. And the second one is you can decide, right? And you can step into authority and you can build your movement and you can actually get paid for doing what you love. So sign up today, right? And if you don't sell for any reason your high ticket offer within the first 30 days, I'm going to walk with you until you do. You just have to show me that you're actually doing the thing, right? That you're actually showing up, that you're actually running your masterclass, that you're actually inviting people, right? I'm here for it and I'm here for you. So I love you. And a year from now, everything could look completely different when you decide, right, to go all in on yourself. So one person watching this right now can say, oh my God, yes, 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 yes. And another person can just keep sitting on the sidelines, on the fence, and be thinking about it, right? And my job is to help remind you that successful people, this Stephen Covey guy, has created foundations and has made over $200 million, and he still has foundations that are running to this day that are making money and changing lives. And he entitled his success to 3 words. And they are do it now, do it now, do it now, do it now. So dasha.love/go is where you go. And I want us to just really drop in. So the real question is really not, is it worth the money, right? But really, is it worth staying stuck? Even though my whole body is like, oh, or is it worth taking a risk and becoming the you inside of you, right? You're authentically you, the you that you know you came here to be, to say yes and answer the call. Because my mom didn't, but I'm here carrying the torch for my people and helping them answer their call. So even if this works only half of the things that I described, even if you only have a book out, the lowest price I've had people pay me for the book was $25,000, you guys. So you get to come in and get all of that for 5,000. But wouldn't it be worth it if you just got a book out of it? Wouldn't it be worth it if you just learn how to communicate your offer? Wouldn't it be worth it if you just understood how to stack on the value of your offer, right? So don't be caught up in this avoidance trap, like staying in your own, like overthinking, chasing low paying clients, staying in visible market, delaying your income. Like, don't do this to yourself, right? When you make a decision is when you become ready. You don't get ready and then make a decision. You make a decision and then you become ready, right? Clarity comes from action, from go, from establishing authority. Remember, it took me so many years to get to this level to deliver this message to you so you don't have to create the wrong book, start with your story without a system, do thousands of videos and calls, talk to the wrong people, spend over 200,000 on understanding how to sell the right way, over 1 million on how to create the right book, right? I've invested. I worked with 3 different CRMs, and you know that when you're moving the whole system over, it's really painful. And it took me a long time to find the right one and how to use it. So you and I are going to do this together fast within 3 days. I've evaluated over 20 different AI tools to get to the right one, okay? So we're going to be doing this together very fast. You understand the cost, you understand the grind, and I don't want you to have to do it, right? So the core program is we're going to implement it together on Zoom or the hot springs, 14,997. You're going to get the fastest way to speak your book, that sell your high ticket offer and build your brand, right? It's a system and I cracked it for you. $55,000 where you become money, right? You make money, your lover, you claim that vision. Your high ticket offer becomes your self-fulfilling prophecy, right? You build an offer that actually sells. It feels good when you sell it. You speak your book in 3 hours. You create your authority, right? And then you can leave it on shares, whatever you want. You create your freedom funnel, just like this one. And then you can set it on Evergreen when it works. Like, wow! It can just sell for you when it's structured the right way and it leads people down the path. And you created it the right way so it makes you feel amazing when you're doing the sales pitch. The bonuses, right? You're gonna get my books, and for the first 3 people, you're gonna get them signed. The book where I help you to transition the identity, so you're gonna be paid for being you. It's a planner. The Human Design Jinkies playbook, the book that took me 7 years, where I was awakening through psychedelic information. You're gonna receive this 400-page plug and play how to apply Human Design Jinkies to high ticket transformational offer. So you're living on purpose. You're using your energy the right way. $997 value. You're going to receive 30-day challenge with me to sell your heart out, right? After we create these assets for you. And the fourth, you're going to receive daily dose of Dasha, meaning to your phone. If you can't log in, you're going to stay in the energy because everything inside the portal is going to come straight to your phone. So this is everything I just talked about. Okay, guys? You're gonna come with me to the hot springs or do it on Zoom, but I highly recommend in person because it's amazing. Quantum lift, quantum shifting, right? You're gonna get access to the school, everything that you need to actually not only transform, but really get paid for who you authentically are, right? Fast. You're gonna get this 400-page report, $10,000 value. You're gonna get these books. You're gonna get the actual automations coming to your phone so you stay in the energy, $10,000. You're gonna get this $30,000 $151,000, $621 value for just $5,000 because it's going to be 25K, right? Probably even more for some people that need even faster because it's in a group setting. This is your quantum leap to success, right? This is how you create it. And I just want to share with you guys real quick the um, testimonials. Love it. I love it. I love it. You see, these are the juices. This is why I love working with you, girl, because these are the juices I love getting out. Like, I can play with you and you get me.
My name is Mikey Sokolic, and I have been trying to write my book for 5 years, and Dasha literally pulled it out of me in 45 minutes. She bypassed all of the mind blocks that I had, all the excuses that I had, all the energetic shifts, all the mindset, like, things that were holding me back.
So Dasha helped me write my first book. This is what it is. When trying to be cool goes wrong, what not to do when starting your own company. I'm Himon Bunsal. So Dasha, I was thinking about writing this book for about 5 years, and I never literally took one step. So the whole book's about my experience of trying to start my own company and all basically telling you what not to do when you try to start your own company. We just had phone calls, right? I was just literally talking to her about what I want in my book, and she just like transcribed that into book format. And also she had a ton of good ideas. She suggested that I have like a kind of like a conversation in the book with my younger self, which I think was a big game changer.
My name is Vanessa, and I want to talk about how amazing Dasha has been in my life. She has been, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for her guidance. Dived in, and I started a company to help women in domestic abusive relationships, which is a personal care company. I help the elderly, the sick, and I bring these women to help the family. Going through all of this and meeting Dasha, it wasn't just no little project. They're like, this is my soul's mission. It's something inside of my heart and my soul that it's just calling to me, and every day it's just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, it hasn't even been 1 year yet, and my company is grossing $300,000. And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Systems queen, and she was right. She took my raw voice memos on my iPhone and mastered and created 3 complete audio courses, 3 beautiful audio books that look and sound fantastic. And not just that, the complete landing page, the website, the CRM system, everything, all the visuals, and taught me how to close high ticket offers, all complete. She is the one-stop shop when it comes to taking your dreams, make them into reality. Everything is there, the complete system, implementation, the AI, and the mindset, a one-stop shop to do it for you and make it real.
We channeled my book fast, nailed my brand avatar using AI, and set up an entire funnel for my masterclass in literally record time.
Hello, this is a review for Dasha Love, my sister. She broke me and made me realize that the healing we are providing, the services we're providing, is valuable. Realize that money is just energy, and it is overflowing and abundant. And now I'm at 30K in my first month after quitting my corporate job, and I'm making such a difference in people's lives.
Everyone, my name is Samal, and I'm an immigrant from Saudi Arabia. I became an activist, and I learned that I always can bring good ideas to the table, and I always have a clear vision, but I've never knew that specifically until Dasha came into my life. She came into my life in a time that I just lost my mother out of cancer. I was kicked out of my job just because I was competitive and I was using my voice. She has this power where she sees someone's full potential, and she acts from that place. And she was a great reminder with her magnificent magical tools in the course. And she taught me how to be very clear and specific about really what I wanted. And today, as we're speaking, I'm relaunching my own company. It's a production company, specifically print animation that solve problems and talk about sensitive subjects that other medium cannot talk. I am doing an animation about womanhood. At the same time, we're going to talk about motherhood, manhood, but specifically it's about womanhood. It's a budget of more than 2 million, and it's already with a company who came that will fund it, another company who will come just to market it. A whole team just came into my life, like one of the writers of Tom and Jerry, one of the writers with Jimmy Kimmel, like really famous writers. They just believe.
Dasha is a rock star of a human and a coach. She's that person who, no matter when you need her, how you need her, she is going to show up in the biggest way, but in all the ways that you exactly need. Able to spread so much knowledge and wealth and insight into blind spots and maybe in places that you can't see within yourself. I'm telling you from personal experience, Dasha is my person, the person who held me by the hand to get me out of my head and into purpose by breaking down belief systems, by putting me on a proper routine, by getting me to a place where I have a completely finished product course that is ready for the world. That's in full alignment for who I am and my purpose. And it would not have been completed or finished, or I would not have been able to hold myself accountable, in all honesty.
Where I learned more about myself and how I can be in my highest potential when I know the actual tools to use. Then what she dared me to do was a video of myself and what I love to do. And at the time, I didn't really want to be on video. So that really went out of my comfort zone to be on video. And then what she did was, I really wanted to do an online course. And of course, out of everyone in the world, she is the best. She knows all the systems.
Well, speaking of fascinating things, I'll tell one of my favorite Dasha stories you saw me allude to in the emails and the text messages. And that is the story about bringing in one of our biggest, our to date, our biggest single investor. And Dasha showed up like a boss, like an absolute boss. And it was incredibly powerful on helping me to release those aspects of self that weren't coming from my truth. They were coming from primarily fear and conditioning. And we're all pretty much in the process of releasing those two awful aspects of ourselves. Where are we coming from? Somewhere on the fear spectrum, and where are we coming from? Conditioned psyche, conditioned identity that is not in alignment with who we're really meant to be in this world. And when we can find that essence and we can look into our human design, our gene keys, and other really amazing modalities, two of my favorites, obviously, then we can access the intelligence, the strategy, the ways of communication, and just that natural, authentic vibration that helps us to chill the fuck out because we're literally in the essence of who we're supposed to be. And part of my language, I'm a very passionate person, so I tend to cuss a lot. Can't help it. And in doing so, we created a vision board, and there were 12 different dimensions. And this is a big part of what Dasha does as well, is really getting clear on what our ideal life looks like and what does it like, what does it feel like and look like in like really intricate detail and all the different aspects of our life, the most important ones anyway, to be in the life we really want to live. And if our life matches our blueprint for life, like that's joy, that's happiness, it's kind of heaven, right? And one of those pieces was I'll say it bluntly, a $100,000 investor. And we set a date, and as I said in the email, that check cashed within a couple days of the date that was on the vision board. So this stuff really works, and I've seen it firsthand on many other examples, and it's an incredible thing.
Of the people who have come on this journey, so that way you can see what is possible for you too. Um, oh, this was an event I was doing, so this is what we're gonna be. So this was Maggie. And this was a woman at the live event. I crack you right open, right? All the time, everywhere. So to show you guys a couple more people who had success with this, so you're just like, oh my God. Cool. So if you walk this beautiful journey with me, then you know. You know that you know that you know inside of your soul that you are ready for this, right? And I came here for you to deliver the message, and you're welcome. And I can't wait to hear your downloads because I gave you all I got, but you also understand the level of transformation, which is the most important part. So you don't have to go on this journey doing it by yourself and struggling like I have, and just create like the right asset for your people to rock out, like my client Mercedes did, right? Leaving it on the chairs, getting high ticket clients, and literally making it rain, right? So trust yourself, really lean in because this moment can change everything for you. Like, don't look at resources. Don't try to convince me you're fucking limited because you're fucking limitless. Okay? Like if there was a house across the street that was $1 million and you had to come up with 10% overnight, you would figure out a way, right? If you wouldn't figure out a way, then you would be depriving people, your friends, who you can help 10x overnight, right? So becoming resourceful is the name of the game. Putting it on credit cards, doing things to go faster, right? So I'm here. If you need a next level conversation, if you have questions about this, you can also go to dasha.love/chat and book a call, or maybe just dasha.love, book a call. Don't let the drunk monkey mind win. Let yourself go all in, play full out. Even if you have before, maybe you have been burned, like learn how to rise from the ashes. Be the phoenix that rises from the ashes because new energy can compound and stack everything that hasn't worked out, and suddenly it all clicks, right? Because life is not guaranteed. And what I want you to know is that I see you, I feel you, I am you, and I'm here for you. So, with all the love and light in the world, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the replay. And make sure you keep saying yes and leaning in and making decisions every day for your highest self, right? Not when it feels comfortable in the body, when it feels uncomfortable so it stretches you, but when you know, you know. Okay? I love you all. Bye.